Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenmara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you happen to be seeing this, I would like to offer your elemental bonus reading for the element of Earth for January of 2026. Still not quite ready for saying 26, but I guess we're here. These readings are general readings, so take what works, leave the rest for someone else. For these readings, I like to use the Celtic Cross spread. It gives us a good little snapshot in time of what's going on with you as a person, or at least the energies around you. And right now I'm just shuffling my cards and pulling the cards to set up our spread. And I use a little bit of a variation of the Celtic Cross because I've used it enough that I've kind of developed my own little version of it. So we'll go with that. If you've never had your charts read or you're interested as to what your elemental alignment might be, there is a link in the description to a natal chart through Llewellyn. This is a not a sponsored thing or anything like that, but it's a really good basic level chart that gives you your 12 houses, what are all the little signs and symbols, and then there's 10 to 20 pages of a description, and part of that description is a elemental alignment. It's usually about a paragraph and a half, something like that. But it's kind of interesting to see where you're at. If you're obviously watching this video, you're Earth dominant, but to see who else is at play in your energy field. Earth covers the zodiac signs of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And once we get done with the tarot, we'll look at some oracle cards and get a little more clarity. One thing before we hop in here, as I hold up the cards, if you see something different than what is coming through, I read intuitively, feel free to drop that in the comments. It's always interesting to hear what other people's opinions are. With that, Earth, you are starting out as your significator, so this is the totality of you in this moment, is the Nine of Cups. I'm getting this energy of wisdom, and it could be an emotional wisdom or a physical wisdom, meaning you've had some experiences, you've gained knowledge, and now you're in the state of you kind of know what you're looking for and what's expected of you. I'm also getting this stable energy. This is not feeling aggressive, and when you look in the background, the water's very calm. Like all of his chalices are upright, meaning there's not a lot of things being stirred around you right now, which is really cool. That means that you're feeling confident and quietly confident in the moment. So in this particular second of time, Earth, you're very stable, you're very strong, and the energy I'm getting is very wisdom oriented, meaning you already know where you're headed, you know what you have, and it feels like you've already been through a lot, and so now you're in this place of, you know what, I've overcome my demons, I don't need to fight about this anymore, I am where I am. Your crossing energy, so this is an obstacle or a challenge, and that's an interesting one for you, is the Four of Wands. So fire is usually a friend of Earth, but in this particular instance, it's almost like it feels like you're not ready for a celebration just yet. It feels like you're being pushed towards, hey, you did this thing, you proposed, you got married, you started the business, whatever it is, you got the promotion, and you're feeling like I'm just not ready for the celebration part, is what I'm getting here. And so with this Four of Wands coming up, saying this is a celebration energy, because when it's upright, it's celebration. When it's like this, it's more of giving you the heads up that the celebration may not be the best option, which you are feeling you already know this. So this is not a time for celebration, even though there are people around you pushing you towards said celebration. You're like, no. And it's not an ego thing as what I'm feeling. It's more of a, I need some time to adjust to this new movement, and then we can deal with that. So your challenge is really not getting wrapped up in other people's opinions of what you should be doing with your life, because you've already been through this, you already know what's going to happen, kind of a thing. So you're very stable in what you're at, which for Earth, that's kind of your go-to point, is stability and structure. So you're not moving away from that, but you may be getting battered a little bit by the outside because they're wanting this other energy for you, and that's really not your thing right now. So your higher self is number 18, the moon. This is also working with water energy, so your significator and your higher self are both in alignment here. And with this, you also are dealing with a great deal of water. Cancer, the crab, is one of the energies, but you also have dragons, this deck. But you also have the felines, which work with fire and earth, and you have this these pillars. So you've got this pathway energy going on here. And what I'm feeling with your higher self with this one is the moon. Your higher self is saying to trust your intuition. Trust your gut on what's going on around you. You already know consciously, like you have a logical, physical knowledge of the situation, but your heart is calling you to remember your intuitive guidance. Your intuition can also be part of your clairs, your telepathic channels. All of that stuff can be tied into this energy, and it's also working with the aspect of the divine feminine. So you're really getting calm in what you're doing, and you're feeling very emotionally secure right now. Like, even if everyone else is kind of having their moment, that's not your thing, and you're actually very balanced in who and what you are. There's a new energy of, there's a gateway kind of energy showing up here with your higher self, and your higher self is saying, when you follow your intuition, you tap into this inner guidance, the next steps are going to be very obvious to you. It's not just about the logical and the analytical. You're feeling that there is this beautiful gateway that's going to start opening up, and your intuition is what's going to guide you forward through these next few steps. Your shadow, which is all the things where we repress, we put them back, we don't want to deal with them, we're told they're shameful, whatever, we shove that into that shadow, and it can get to be a kind of a monster. But when we work with the shadow, it actually brings forward the things that we are most concerned about, or that we're ready to process when we work with it. We don't fight the shadow, we work with the shadow because it's part of who you are. There's no point in being self-destructive. But your shadow is bringing forward the Three of Cups, which is also a celebration card here. And Earth, I'm getting this very strong feeling right now that it's time to rethink how you look at celebrations. Are you the type of person who hates birthday parties? You hate being the center of attention in a celebratory. You're always the one that's behind the scenes planning, doing all that stuff. But when you're the one put to the forefront, you don't know how to respond to that. And that also ties into your challenge with the crossing energy of the Four of Wands, saying that, you have this, you don't want to have the celebration, you don't want to deal with these situations. But with this coming forward with your shadow, it's saying that this could be the area where you need kind of the most healing, is being okay with being the center of attention. And when we look at the center pillar here, pull all my cards up, the higher self through the shadow, because your higher self is this intuitive, the moon energy. So this is saying follow your inner guidance, really work with that, because where you're standing right now is very stable, very strong, very structured. But your shadow is saying it's almost as if you forgot how to have fun and enjoyment. It doesn't mean you have to go out and be boisterous, but being that center of this more joyful experience is not something that you're super familiar with. And so that could be why your challenge is that celebration, where you feel like you want to push it off and like, we'll do it later. Later's fine, but don't forget to have fun along the way. That's the energy I'm getting here for Earth. So and when you look at the bottom of this card, you have otters holding the cups, which they're all about joy and playfulness and remembering how to have fun. So your shadow is actually kind of calling you out a little bit, Earth. Like, you need to go out and enjoy life more than what you've been doing. If it's, all work and no play makes Earth a very dull person. We don't need that. That's not that's not the best thing. Being structured and being stable and being reliable, all those positive Nine of Cups energies are great. But you also have to learn how to have some fun once in a while too. So Earth, try to figure out how that can play out for you. Your immediate history, the last 1 month, 6 months, or a year, is the number 10, Fortune's Wheel. You have Major Arcana energy, so these are big life lessons. So your past, you've actually learned about how life cycles, the ups, the downs, working with all four of the elements, coming into alignment with who you are as a person. So your immediate history, again, last 1 month, 6 months, or a year, is very positive because you've come into this higher state. This is the reason that you are in this more stable environment now, is because of knowing the cycles, following the path of growth, of release, of expansion, of taking a breath and taking a pause. You've been through this cycle more than once, and that's why you're in that Nine of Cups energy where you can be calm and centered. So your history is actually looking really great as far as how you've ended up where you're at now. So your immediate future, the next 1 month, 6 months, or a year, is the Knight of Pentacles, basically saying your fighting is done. You have no reason to be going to war anymore about stuff. This particular knight in other decks is very calm and very structured because there's no rush. You know your skill set, you know what you're capable of. There's no reason to be pushing and being aggressive. And this particular aspect of the Knight of Pentacles is bringing forward this protective and reflective energy. You're protecting that which is yours, and you're reflecting the light of the divine to them as well. So your immediate future is really saying this Nine of Cups energy is going to continue this stable, this structured, very reliable, and hopefully having a little more fun, Earth energy where they're not afraid to be around you. They know they can trust you. They know they feel safe in your presence. So when we look at it from this perspective, your base core reading here is the challenges are about celebration, having fun, getting back out there, enjoying life, but also following your inner guidance. Because you've already been through the cycles of life, and your future is saying that stability is going to continue forward. So this is a really good reading. Let's take a peek at the sidebars over here. We are looking at your inner world, your attitude, the Seven of Swords. Earth, there's always going to be enough. That is the first thing that comes to mind, because the Seven of Swords is basically someone's trying to steal your joy or steal your products, and that's how you feel. Like you don't want to celebrate because what if? It's like there's this dark cloud that's hanging around, but you don't need to have that. The Seven of Swords is more of a reminder, look, you've already achieved all of this. You may have a couple more things you need to do. This little dude over here is not trying to take away your victories. He's not trying to take away your life, your livelihood. It's more of like, how did you do that? So your attitude is your inner world, is you're kind of looking at it from a defensive standpoint, like, well, I have to keep up my guard. I have to do this. I have to do that. You do, but you don't have to be super serious about it. Like, just keep your wits about you and move forward, because the Seven of Swords is not, it's your opposite energy. It's air. So this is one of those things where it gets a little challenging. That's not the best course of action, is to take this, I have to always be on the defense. It's good to be aware of your surroundings, but that's not necessary. Overall, so far, you are really going in the right direction here, Earth, whatever that path may be for you, and you're stable and you're structured and you're strong where you're at. So this inner conflict of wanting to reach out but needing to be defensive is not always the best vibe that's coming up here. And again, it's your contrary energy, which is air, which is why I'm saying that's something that needs to maybe be added into your shadow work of finding fun again, because that's not benefiting you. Your outside world, this is the environment around you that you don't have any control over. These are the outside things. We have the Knight of Wands. Now, this is a pretty active knight, and this one is really, I'm feeling this is this energy of protection. So there's something outside of you, Earth, that is actually doing the guarding. So your inner world is more unnecessary because you have a protector that's popping up. This could be a coworker, it could be a boss, it could be a manager, it could be your spouse, for all we know. I mean, this is how it shows up for you. That tends to be a fire-based energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So these are these energies like that are protecting. Your outside world is actually trying to support you in this, keeping you safe, keeping everything going, basically saying you don't need to worry, everything's taken care of. And we could be looking at the energy of the Seraphim as well, which are angelic, the highest choir of angels, and they are basically fire beings. So you have a lot of different things coming up here in the environment around you, but I'm feeling very strongly this energy is protecting you, saying you don't need to worry about this anymore. So it's, again, very positive going forward here for our Earth family. Your hopes and fears. Air is not your friend. We have the Ace of Swords, and with this, it's saying there are some new beginnings that are coming forward for you. The hope is that everything is going to hatch out correctly. You're going to move forward. Everything's going to be successful. But you have this fear, being this is an air, that whatever you do next might be sabotaged. There could be a bigger challenge than you expected. Let's be real here, Earth. There may be a challenge in everything that you do. That's just life. That's what we're here to do. The beauty of a challenge is we get to choose what's next. We get to adjust our frequencies and overcome the challenge, but those challenges help hone our discipline, help focus our energies. And if we look at like Abraham Hicks and Secret and things like that, without a challenge, how do you know the next best thing? We have to have those ups and downs to be able to pick our next options. So your hope is that success aspect of it, where you're going to keep picking the best thing, but the fear is, if I pick the wrong thing, what's going to happen? Well, that's where you get to make the decisions as to what happens next. But this is a really good indicator that you have there's some new energies coming in, but you get to make the decision as to, is this going to be a positive one, where you grow and continue to have ups and downs and challenges, but you learn and expand and experience? Or is it going to take it into a negative spot where you're afraid, you pause, you stop, and you ignore the opportunities that are being given to you? And this is your decision to make. But the energy that I'm feeling is you're going to turn this into the positive, where you get to experience new things. Your overall outcome here is the Nine of Wands, and this is again that fire energy, and this is an energy of success to a point. It's interesting you have two nines going on. You started off as a Nine of Cups, which is emotionally stable, everything's quiet and calm, and you're ending on the Nine of Wands, which is fire, which those two energies are contrary, by the way. But with this energy coming forward for the Nine of Wands, it's showing success, it's showing overcoming challenges and obstacles, and it's also saying that you can light your own path. Your outcome is you are the one making the choice. Again, you're lighting your own path, your immediate future with the Knight of Pentacles. This is a very powerful reading that we've got going on here, Earth, because you have a lot of knights, very protective, very defensive, very keeping you safe. You have the nines, which are very high numbers. They're primes as well as three sets of three, so they're divine. And that's you. You're the nines. You're starting as a nine, you're ending as a nine. Again, Nine of Cups, emotionally, everything's stable, everything's going well, but you've succeeded and overcome by the end of this reading. And your challenges really are about remembering how to have fun and really embracing the joys of life, even with the ups and downs, which you already know how to do. Your immediate history says as much. So you're in a really good spot. Just remember, Earth, follow your intuition. The moon is here to help you, which is could be, if it's a physical person who's working with the higher aspect, it's probably going to be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. So you get to really play with this energy this month. Overall, Earth, it's saying get out of your shell. You can be on guard, you can pay attention to things, but that doesn't mean you don't get to have fun too. So get out there and have some fun. With that, we'll hop into our oracle cards, and as I'm shuffling here, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video, comment, let me know your thoughts, feelings, and impressions. Same thing with the oracle cards. If you see something different than what I'm seeing, feel free to comment that as well. It's always interesting. With the oracle cards, these can be clarifiers for the reading. These might answer questions that you have. If you're answering questions, you can go ahead and pause and get clear on your question and then see what the cards bring forward for you. And with that, we'll hop into your first oracle card. Also, if you're interested in any of the decks I'm using, they're linked down below as well. Your first oracle card is the Dolphin. I'm sorry, Earth. This is really wanting you to get out of your shell. Don't worry, be happy. It's this energy of finding joy in the little things, in the simple things. You don't have to go spend a fortune. You don't have to drop several grand going to some amusement park or some event center somewhere. It could be as simple as going to a free concert, going to the ice skating rink in your local town if you're in a cold spot like I am, or going sledding with your friends. I mean, the cost of gas is what you'd pay there, so it's not as bad. there's this energy of finding joy in the little things, finding that happy aspect of life where you don't have to worry about outside energies. Dolphins are very protective as well. They're very, they can be very protective. And you've got the mermaids floating around again, tying into that water energy that's so dominant in your reading. This is an energy of peace, of joy, and of experiencing even the simplest joys in life. Sometimes those joys are someone bring a cup of coffee to you while you're in bed waking up, where you're like, it's my day off, you're stretching, and all of a sudden your spouse walks in with a cup of coffee, and it's just a quiet morning type of a thing. Even those are simple joys. And have fun with life is what I'm hearing. Your second card is the Epiphany card, seeking clarity. This is tying into that intuition. And this is where, again, you're rising from the past. You've already been there. You've already done that. Think of a phoenix. When they rise, did they worry about what happened before? No. They keep moving forward. And that's the energy of this epiphany, is this aha moment that's coming in. And hopefully something in this reading has caught that for you, Earth. Because this epiphany, this aha moment is, you know what? You have overcome things. You have defeated your demons in certain aspects. So why not have the joy? Why not experience life in a fuller aspect? This is your time to step forward into the life that you truly want to live, Earth. And the epiphany is saying, pay attention to those aha moments. It could be something you see in this video. It could be driving to work. It could be sitting at home watching a funny haha movie or whatever movie you enjoy. And all of a sudden that click will hit and you're like, wait, I have an idea. It's that wake up call. Epiphanies are great for that. Your third oracle and final oracle is vacation. Take time for relaxation and adventure. Earth, are we being a workaholic? I'm not one to talk because I'm a hardcore workaholic, very addicted to work. But with this energy, it's saying take the time to refresh yourself. Take the time to really embrace the life. Everything in your reading, as far as your challenges, are about growing, having fun, getting back out there and putting the best foot forward. So Earth, what's stopping you? What's stopping you from enjoying the things in life? It doesn't have to be expensive. It literally can be something as simple as a home-cooked meal. What is putting the pause on you having that enjoyment? And maybe it's a mental vacation, like you're focused on work, you're bringing work home, you're doing all the things, you're working. Or it could be that you're so focused on a project, it could so all-consuming with a sports team or whatever. Take a break from it. Allow yourself that enjoyment again. And have that... My guides are being funny. Have the lust for life where you don't have to worry about that stuff, where that stuff is still there and you're aware of it, but it's not your focus anymore. And it doesn't mean you have to take your focus away eternally. Take a break from it so you can actually enjoy the other sides of life. So Earth, I hope that some of this resonated for you. Again, let me know down below. With that, I will end the video. Hope you have a great month of January. It looks like you're going to have an awesome January. But remember to have some fun as you're going through life, and I will see you in the next video.